Welcome everyone, this is your host Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly partnered with the What the Funk shop. Please check out their store for all sorts of products. They have dice, miniatures, game master screens, home decorations, and many other things. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment, and make sure that you use my code for a special discount. Tonight I am continuing the review series featuring Infinity's Edge Isekai Edition. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review, featuring this tabletop RPG where you exist in a dystopia while immersed in the virtual reality experience known as Infinity's Edge, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about the basic mechanics. As a tabletop role-playing game, Infinity's Edge depends on dice mechanics for task resolution. The game system calls for a variety of different dice to be used, but the most common will be percentile dice. This is usually the form of a D100 or two D10s, two 10-sided dice. Of course, you will also use other dice such as a D4, D6, D8, D12, and D20, but you could give priority to the D100 because of its frequency when employed or used. When it comes to the threshold, most rolls to determine a character's success or failure will have to meet or roll below a particular number. The threshold is a number between 1 and 100. The higher the threshold, the easier the task. Conversely, the lower a threshold, the more daunting a given task is. Some types of skills have their own specific thresholds for use. You have a table to guide you in determining this. If a task is harder than average, then you will need to roll 35 or lower. If it's below average, 65 or lower. Rolls are normally successful if they are equal to or less than the threshold for that particular roll. However, there are times when failure cannot be avoided and when success is extraordinary. A roll of 96 or more is considered a critical failure and is always unsuccessful no matter what the threshold of the task is. This represents a 5% chance for failure that is always present no matter how skilled the character in question. On the other hand, a roll of 1 to 5 is considered a critical success and always succeeds no matter the difficulty of the task. A critical success results in something above and beyond what was expected, depending on the context, of course. When rolling against a threshold, characters may receive certain bonuses depending on the type of roll and the circumstances under which it is being made. Skills, traits, class abilities, and equipment may all affect the roll's threshold. For example, a character attempting to pick a lock with a dexterity of 23 would gain +2 to their threshold from the tens digit of their dexterity. That is, if you had a dexterity of 33, you would add a +3. There's also the influence of skill ranks. If a task being rolled for makes use of a skill, the character adds the rank in the relevant skill to the threshold of the roll. In a similar example, if a character was trying to pick the average luck and had, let's say, 6 ranks in luck picking skill, the threshold would be +6 from the skill ranks, plus the attribute. If you had 23 dexterity, +2 because the 20s. If you had 33 dexterity, +3 because of the 30 value. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part, we are going to talk about combat and the action economy. So it's all very simple. It's a D100 system. You have a threshold, you try to roll that threshold or below. Do not roll as high as you can. Avoid rolling high. But of course, there is a way to mitigate this with your skills, your tools, your attributes. They give you a bonus. And depending on the circumstances, there could be a penalty. Of course, this is a tabletop role-playing game. It depends heavily on the context. Just remember, in the case of attributes, the tens are counted, the digits. If you had a dexterity of 40, it will be +4. Or if you had like 43 dexterity, it would still be +4. But in terms of ranks, it is the value of the rank that is going to be added as a bonus. If you had a rank of +3, 6 ranks, a rank of 3, no, sorry. A rank of 3, then you would add a +3. If you had a rank of 6, +6. If you had a rank of 8, +8, and so forth. So thank you once again for watching this video. And don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the super thanks button. Don't forget to look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. You are a professional game master. And remember, in tabletop RPGs, it's not about what you want your characters to do. It's about what your characters are doing. Once again, thank you and see you later.